So here we go. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's committee meetings, and I'm going to start off with public safety at 7:31 p.m. and I'm going to call public safety to order, and we will start off with our police chief report of May 2026. Chief, it's all yours.
Yes, good evening, everyone. As you'll see, the attached report is from May 2026. Are there any questions on the submitted report that I could answer?
Any questions at all? I do have a couple. I noticed the retail theft is up. Would that be anything?
Yes, that would be in response to our retail theft blitz. That's an orchestrated effort. As many of the board know, we're trying to address an issue with retail theft. And that was an orchestrated effort that will be something that's ongoing for our department moving forward. So that's why there's a spike in that number. It's about 50 or so arrests higher than normal. But that's why that's an orchestrated effort that we put underway in response to an issue we were seeing.
Was that particularly at Wawa or just Township?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm happy to see that vehicle thefts are down, which is kind of great for the summertime, which is really kind of different. And bus patrol was down to 7.6 per day.
Yeah, that's a good sign as well. I'm hoping that's a sign of things to come. I'm hoping all the efforts we put into that's an ongoing effort. As you know,
I mean, it was literally 7 per day for those days of school.
I hope we continue down that path as well.
Just good job with working with the school district, changing some of the drop-offs and pickups to make it safer for our kids. So thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
For what you guys are doing. All right, so I'm going to call for the approval of our police chief report for the month of May 2026. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Thank you. We're going to move now to Mr. Lynch for our fire marshal's report for May of 2026.
Are there any questions on my submitted report?
Any questions at all in reference to your report? Scott, anything you want to tell us in the meantime?
We're all good.
All good? Nothing crazy on the 4th of July this year? Firework injuries or anything like that?
Not that I'm aware of.
No? Okay, very good. I'm going to call for the approval of item 1B, which is a fire marshal report for May of 2026. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. We're going to move on now to the Emergency Medical Service Chief report for May of 2026. Ms. Bartos, good to see you. Good to see you.
Does anybody have any questions about my submitted report?
No, I see no questions. Are there anything that you want to tell us before we move on to vote?
I just wanted to let everybody know that the Assistance for Firefighter grant money came in. We have deployed 3 new ventilators on our ambulances. Our old ventilators were from 2004. So we did get grant money to replace those. And we also got state grant funds to reimburse us for some video laryngoscope purchases that we made. So we got that grant money came in this week as well. And we did submit for the FEMA grant for new safes, narcotic safes for the ambulances and the stations. The ones that we currently have are functioning. However, they are out of their service life and they are no longer supported. So if something does go wrong with them, we will have to replace them. So we figured we would try and get ahead of that before it became a problem. So
fantastic. Question: who's doing your grant writing to get these for you? Are you guys doing it? You're doing it? Oh, okay. Just wanted to know. I think it's good to put that out there. So very good. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay, so there was no questions. I'm asking for the approval of item 1C, the Emergency Medical Service Chief's report for May of 2026. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Thank you. We're going to move on to item 1D, Emergency Management Coordinator, always a month ahead, June of 2026, Ken Hillendahl. Sir, how are you?
Good evening. First thing, anybody have any questions on the report?
No questions? Go ahead.
Just a couple things that won't be in detail in the next month's report, but first of all, I have to publicly thank the Cheltenham Fire Company. as you know, we had multiple downpours with flooding, and those guys are always on top of the gates on the parkway, saving us having to run over there. Scott was in constant contact, and those guys went out on their own time and shut the parkway down as it was needed. Um, I might add, having listened to some things going on, it is amazing that when you park a fire truck in the middle of the road next to a railroad gate and people drive around you, it's amazing nobody's been killed. And I was on the phone with Scott more than once when that happened while they were putting the gates down. So that, and for those of you that have noticed, the gates now all have a road closed sign on them, and there's a pink sign next to it that says, when the gates are down, the roads are closed. Now that seems pretty obvious to me, but we had to do that. So if we catch people, it can go through the court process. Hard to believe, but that's what it is. I think, having been around a very long time, this is the least flooding I've seen. So all of the work that has been done in the creek, I think, is paying off. To the best of my knowledge, on Tookenny, there were no vehicle rescues. There were a couple that really were on the Philadelphia side, but we helped out on Cheltenham Avenue and York and Spring. Every so often, people see the big puddle and decide it would be cool to drive into it, and that's what happened. So we got off really unscathed. I will add that one of the things that came up at the Eastern meeting today that some of you are well aware of, we spent a lot of time all day, the 3rd, about canceling the Glenside Parade and canceling in quotes. We talked to many other municipalities today, and one of the things we've realized is that we're not sure who has the power to pull the permit or cancel the parade. That is something we're going to bring to you in the next couple of months, because it may not just be 4th of July flooding. It could be a dangerous situation. It could be a hazmat. It could be any number of things. So we'll bring that forward in the next couple of months. On the meeting today, there are 2 townships that do have the ability to pull the ordinance, to pull the permit. Most did not. So happy to answer questions about that, but just wanted to say thank you to Cheltenham, and thank God nobody got hurt.
Yes. Thank you, Ken. And I agree. I know, Ken, you and I had that conversation about the whole permit and who has the right to do what. So I was going to have a conversation with Ed. We're sort of, and I think commissioners, we need to start talking about that. So are there any questions in reference to item 1D? If not, I'm going to call for the approval of the Emergency Management Coordinator report for June of 2026. All those in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Number 2 tonight is old business, and I just have one item for old business, but sort of already talked about it. I want to thank the Cheltenham Police Department, along with EMS and Public Works, for still showing up and helping out and getting things done for the parade on the east side, for the East Cheltenham Community Council for 4th of July. Emily Stein was there. Even though, just let you guys know for the record, I was against the parade happening. I had sent email asking them to cancel it, but they wouldn't do it. But it turned out to be okay. I don't think we had any issues in reference to the heat. So, but I still want to thank our police, Public Works, EMS that were there to make sure everything did run smooth. Again, I was not in favor of that parade happening on the 4th, and I'll go on record to say that. But we did not have any type of power to stop it. And that's where we have to sort of look at that. Commissioner Stein.
I also want to thank everybody for being there. And I just want to say, I am very glad that that's the latest event that happened in the day, and that the Glenside event was changed in the way that it was. The morning parade was incredibly hot and is significantly shorter in length than the Glenside parade.
Yes.
And so I think the right decision was made, and I support everybody who helped to make that decision for changing the Glenside. And yes, we definitely need to figure out, how that needs to be addressed in permits going forward. who makes the final call on those things, because it's the safety of our first responders who have to be out there, as well as the people who are in the parades or events and the spectators, but also all the people that we need to be manning every intersection, who have all the gear on the
Right. Exactly. I 100% agree. Chief, did you want to jump in there?
Yeah, I just wanted to echo what you're both saying. It truly is a team effort with these major events, with Public Works, with emergency management, with EMS, with the fire departments. So that was another example. The parade, everybody does their part and it goes off smoothly. So I just wanted to say thank you again to everybody, to acknowledge the work of Public Works and everyone else who assisted us with getting that closed down and buttoned up safely. So I appreciate all that effort.
Yep. Thank you. Any other old business tonight for public safety? Not seeing
Yes,
any.
we had one thing, Commissioner, our cop camp. As you know, we had our cop camp graduate last week. Another successful program. It's a community engagement effort we have for 8 to 10-year-old kids. That was over at Cedarbrook. We partnered with the school district again to use their facility. It went very well on our end. We had a nice barbecue afterwards at the school that our officers prepared the food for. And we had some donations from local businesses to assist with that as well. In addition to that, I'm sure Scott will mention that as well, that the fire company has done a similar program to try to drum up recruitment interest for volunteer firefighters. And I was speaking with Scott about that earlier this week. Their end was also very successful. So I just wanted to let you know these are 2 community engagement efforts that we already have in place that seem to be paying off. So I know last year we received a couple of volunteers. Scott, you were saying that we ended up picking up additional firefighters from the camp exposure. So that's another great thing about that.
Yeah, the Cheltenham Fire Company, this is the second year for them doing the fire camp. In the past year, they've picked up 10 additional members, most of them juniors, and they're doing the camp again this year. And actually last night we were down at the training grounds and we had the county's, one of the county resources come down, the USAR team, Urban Search and Rescue team. And they actually brought the K9 unit down and showed the kids how to do a search for victims. They did their listening devices. They had their camera that we stuck down in the manhole, and they put something in there where they could find it. The kids are super impressed with all this. So it's got a couple more weeks left, and then there's going to be a graduation ceremony and all that. Just to back up about the parade, we had the fire camp kids were going to be carrying the banner. They were going to be the color guard, carrying the flags and the shiny axes and all that in the 4th of July parade. And we made the decision to pull that and not participate because of the heat and all. We had all the kids and their families at the firehouse, and we kind of had a little cookout, and all the parents were there. And so, the fire companies continue to make every effort they can, all of them, all 4 of them, for recruitment and retention.
Hey, Scott, could you let me know or let the commissioner know when you're going to do the graduation? Do you already have a date or as not?
Yeah, I'll make a note. I'll send you something.
Can you send me something on that?
Yep.
And Chief, I'm sorry I missed yours. I know I've gone in the past, so I apologize for missing out.
Yeah, just another successful program.
Great. Fantastic. Any other old business? Nope. So we have a couple things to vote on tonight for new business. The first item, it's a bittersweet that I have to read this because this is about someone who has been a gem for this township and someone that I consider just a friend. So I'm going to read this. Item 3A, consider recommending the Board of Commissioners adopt a resolution honoring Police Chief John P. Slavin upon his retirement from Cheltenham Township Police Department after 37 years of dedicated service at the July 15, 2026 Board of Commissioners meeting. Any statements from commissioners in reference to this before we vote on it? No. So I call for the approval of item 3A. All those in the approval?
Aye.
Aye.
Sorry,
those...
you went out, Irv.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We all really do approve. That's not why we paused.
No,
Okay.
there's lots of enthusiasm, I
I
promise.
was like, you can't leave.
I
If we
thought
don't do
you were-
it, can he stay?
Yeah, that's the reason why
yeah.
I went
Yeah,
out.
I thought the long pause meant, nope, you got to stay.
All right. Chief, this is this, I think that we can continue to talk about you and everything that you've done for this township. And you're leaving some big shoes for whoever comes behind you. So just thank you for what you've done.
I'd like to thank you guys for your support as well. I've always felt I had the support of the board and the manager. It's truly an honor to be in this position, to have spent 37 years here. It's amazing to me. I look back and go, wow, it's went in a blink, it seemed like. But to have the opportunity to lead the department that you started, I can't tell you what that means to me. I think a lot of you know, I'm very closely tied to Cheltenham and the Cheltenham Township Police Department, having worked here my entire adult life. Something I'm very proud of. So I just want to thank you for the confidence and the support that you've given me throughout my time here, and your friendship as well. It means a great deal to me. Thank you.
I want to thank you. I also want to thank your family, because I know there was times where you were not with them. You were with us. So hopefully they can come next Wednesday to share that with you, because you definitely did us all proud. All right, so we're going to move on now to item 3B. Consider recommending the Board of Commissioners adopt a resolution honoring Kevin Feener for 50 years of dedicated service to the Elkins Park Fire Company at the July 15th, 2026 Board of Commissioners meeting. I don't know if Scott, if you want to add anything to this at all. I know he's not in Cheltenham.
Ken will jump in, but yeah, Kevin Feener, 50 years of volunteer service to the Elkins Park Fire Company. Another tremendous honor. We just did Timmy Shuck earlier this year, and it'll be nice to honor him as much as they can. 50 years, like I said for Timmy, 50 years is tremendous.
Did Kevin they do it when they were like 10 years old?
Kevin held every administrative and operational position in the fire company. He lives in Center City and still comes up to fire schools and goes to fires when they're bad enough. So, a very dedicated guy. Very
good. It's good to see him. So, for item 3B, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you.
Aye.
Good. Item 3C, consider recommending the Board of Commissioners authorize advertisement and consider adoption of an ordinance amending Chapter 285, Vehicle and Traffic, Article 4, Schedule of Traffic Regulations, Section 285-43, Street and Parking Regulation of Cheltenham Township Code to add 15-minute parking only from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on the west side of Greenwood Avenue, beginning 100 feet south of Glenside Avenue and ending 155 feet south of Glenside Avenue. Who wants to speak on this? Allison or Chief?
Chief, would you like to jump in on this one?
Sure. This is an effort that we're trying to be responsive to some needs of our business community, and to be mindful of that business, especially those businesses on the corner there. They've seen the bridge work there. They've suffered through a lot of that stuff. So we're trying to work with them, and that's the effort to keep those businesses thriving there. We involved our commissioners in the conversation as well. Everybody seems to be in agreement. This is a good thing for Cheltenham. We went out and looked at it, did a study on it, and I think that this is a worthwhile resolution.
Was this just to keep people who are catching the train from parking there all day?
That was the original intent purpose, to do that, so no one would take those spots in front of the business the whole day. Yes, but this gives people a chance to run in and visit these businesses in a reasonable amount of time. So it's a short window. It's 15 minutes.
Is that just going to be, is that 7 days a week or just Monday through Friday?
What does the ordinance say with that? That I'm not sure. I have to check on that to let you know. I don't have an answer for that right here.
Okay, Commissioner Stein?
I just wanted to say that this is the couple of spots right in front of Main Street, and will really help them with people coming in and picking up takeout. And will also help earlier in the day, help Cafe Sumatra and their takeout orders as well. So I'm fully in support.
Okay. Commissioner Cherko?
Yeah, I'm in support of this too. I think that we need to take a look at our our placement of all of these. I mean, I know this one company has asked for our help. I'm hearing from a number of businesses that that they also need, they're suffering because of the meters and because of a misunderstanding, or perhaps a lack of understanding of how the systems work. And I think that we should look at how successful and how profitable our meters are. I would love a report, perhaps, and maybe I can ask this in finance, but I'd love to see a report of what are we bringing in off of these meters since we have gone to Park Mobile, and see, is it really worth it? Is it hurting our businesses more than it's helping? I don't know. I'd like to better understand that component of what we're seeing, and if other, again, if there are other businesses that need a 15-minute window, are there any limitations to that? I guess that's something we should discuss as well.
Thank you. All right, so we're going to move on to see for item 3C. For all those in favor of item 3C, say aye.
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 Hi.
Aye. Thank you. We're going to move on to 3D. Consider recommending the Board of Commissioners authorize advertisement and consider adoption of an ordinance amending Chapter 285 Vehicle and Traffic, Article 4, Schedule of Traffic Regulations, Section 285-43, Street and Parking Regulation of Cheltenham Township Code, to amend street and parking regulation on Spring Avenue and Montgomery Avenue, Windsor Avenue, and Mill Road, and to create a new street named South Spring Avenue. Chief, is this Chief or is this?
We can address this to manager, and I could probably cover this if you have questions on this. This is basically, we're not changing anyone's new address or old address are going to be impacted at all. This is a new street, South Spring Avenue. There's a couple of reasons for that. We have some streets with the same name, obviously, to eliminate confusion. That'll come in play for our officers responding to calls as well, just to eliminate some confusion and clarity there. This is the purpose, to add that. In addition, I believe Lumaguards is also adding on a mail drop place that would give it a actual location and mailing address for that as well. So that would also be a side benefit of that as well, I believe. Allison, is there anything else I'm not mentioning in that? That's a quick version of it, but it's basically for clarity purposes to avoid some confusion and to make it a little easier to identify a certain location.
Sure. Yeah. And just to take it one step further, beyond the kind of the practical operational side, I'm looking more from it, from an administrative side. This is probably a longer vehicles and traffic ordinance amendment than you typically would see. With the South Spring Avenue addition, it became a little bit unwieldy because Ashbourne Road crosses Spring Avenue in a number of different places. So we separated Spring Avenue into two sections, one from Dixon Road to Old York Road, and then Old York Road to Stratford Avenue, in order to kind of eliminate some of the confusion of what section of Ashbourne Road we're referring to. So that's why it looks a little longer than normal. And then we added in under section 2, when we took the traffic signals out at the intersection of Montgomery Mill, Windsor, and Surrey, we didn't add in the regulations for the traffic, the stop signs. So this will allow those stop signs to be enforced. So we just wanted to, go through and do the administrative work on that. So that's why it's a little bit longer than normal.
So, Allison, will this affect anybody? Will they have to change their ID with their street, with the South Spring Avenue? Does this?
No, there actually aren't any properties with driveways in that segment.
Gotcha. Okay. That's my only question I had. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions, commissioners? If not, so I call for the approval of item D tonight for new business in reference to, this would be 3D. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. There's no other items tonight for new business. Does any commissioners have any new business that they want to discuss? If not, we will move to citizen forum, which I don't know. I think we only have one resident on here for tonight. Any citizen forum questions? Not, I'm going to call for the adjournment of the public safety meeting at 7:56 p.m. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.